Hi, I'm Karen Soul Herbalist, and I immerse myself in plants and natural healing. Are you feeling tired and do you need a boost? I want to talk about an ancient knowledge over 5,000 years old that has been passed down from grandmothers to mothers to grandmothers to mothers, all up until our days today. But in the last 60 years, it has been forgotten more and more, and we barely know that knowledge. So today, I want to set the table and I want to bring you that ancient knowledge back to the table, back to you. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe and like and share. This ancient knowledge has been silenced more and more in the past 60 years. It started with the boomers all the way to today. The lie that we have been fed with is that it was called that this bone broth that the grandmamas was doing with, let's say, the chicken that they had the night before, she would keep the bone and then after that she would boil it for hours and then she would add root vegetables and onions, all kinds of good stuff and lentils and barley and whatever. And then the whole family would be fed and they were deeply nourished. But that has been somehow disfigured, and now what we hear is, yes, but that was because they needed to keep the scrap and make sure because of the Great Depression, and that's why they were doing that so that they could save money and make some kind of food, with what they had so little of it. Although there was a Great Depression at the time of our great grandmothers, and although that they had to scrape every little pieces to rebuild meals with nothing because they were poor, that is true. What has been disfigured is the fact that bone broth was poor man food. And there is nothing more false, more further from the truth than that. That is a lie. And what happened in time that after, let's say, in our grandparents' time, what happened is industry boomed. Supermarkets appeared. That did not exist before. It was farmers market, and you had your local butcher, and you had your general store, and everything was local, or almost all of it was local, and it would be all fresh and all from farmers you knew. You knew down the road Mr. Albert, who was doing his poultry, and then you knew Mr. Robert over there that was doing the milk, and that's how people were fed locally. I'll come back on that subject later on, but I want to stay on the route there of the bone broth that has been lost, and also the meaning, the reality of bone broth, what it really was. And it was not poor man food, although they were poor when they did that. But that is not a knowledge that they acquire with the Great Depression. That is not true. It has been around the world for over 5,000 years. I did some research, and the further I found were history facts 5,000 years old. But I imagine that goes beyond. That goes beyond those years. So who knows how long the nations and the populations has been doing bone broth for their health and nourishment. And now with science, we're able to know why it was so nourishing. Because the bone, when they were boiling for a long time, they give up their all the goodies that is in their bone marrow and the minerals and all the deep nourishment that is good for our tendons, and it's good for our muscles and brain and all kinds of stuff. And that is why grandmama's broth would be so not only heartwarming because she did it with love, but it was also nourishing. So after a great flu or influenza or post operation, or after a great disease, or during a great disease, or after giving birth, it was common to say that broth is going to give you good health. this is good for you. Take that and you'll feel better. And it was true. It was the truth. Maybe they didn't have the knowledge of why, like every little details of why it was working, but it was working. But now with science, we know that it was working because when you do simmer bones for a long time, they give out all all of the good health. And then your body, when you receives it as nourishment, he can take this as allies, and like a little bit like if we would say block builders, you know? So it's like the broth is the block builders, and the body takes it and constructs all kinds of things. So the collagen, it goes for the skin, for the heart, for the hair, for every kind of things. It would go for, and then the minerals and everything. And it would deeply nourish. And still today, we don't understand all the magnitude of it, but we know that it works. So I'm returning into the market, the supermarket when it arrives. Well, that was convenient. People were saving time, and it was that new thing. We were getting liberation, and we started to stop going to church, and what that's all good. It's neither good or it's bad. It's just that's what it was at that time. And yes, supermarkets are very useful because you can get a variety of things, and it's all in this under one roof. You can get your toiletries, you can get the cat food, you can get so many things there right at one spot. So that is convenient, and we are saving time. That is true. So when they came up with the idea of, hey, Mrs. Robinson, we're going to can the soup for you. You won't have to cook it no more. And even better than this, we're going to make powder soup in a box. All you have to do is add the water and boil, and there you go. You have your chicken noodle soup or whatever soup you chose, right? That's convenient. We're saving time. And there's a truth that was linked to that is false. That we today do that. Today we get sick and we're like, oh, a good broth is going to help you come back from your disease there. It's going to hump you up. Let me doubt that in a can, in a box, your soup is as good as grandmama's bone broth soup she was doing. It's not comparable. You cannot make me swallow that. That's not true. So, yes, although a warm beverages is warming to the heart, it is not necessarily deeply nourishing you. And that's what is the lie that we believe. And I don't hold responsible our ancestors and the people before us. I don't hold them responsible for that. Because how would you know? They were trusting. They came from trusting the farmers market, trusting the people. They were people to people. So if a person was assuring to them that the can was as valuable nutritionally than your grandmama's soup, they believed you. It's not because they were stupid. That was new. They were saving time. They could not believe their eyes that was happening. A bit like our technology. It is convenient, so convenient. I can talk to you across the world just through this little camera in the ease of my home. That is convenient, eh? So I do not hold it against them. But today, we don't need to stay that way. We don't need to stay ignorant. And once you're hearing that truth, you cannot unsee it. And you know what truth does for you? It empowers you. And that's when you have free will. Because free will comes only when you know the truth. And that's why truth sets you free. So now that you know that bone broth is the healthy for you, deeply nourishing you, you now, when you will take a can of soup, you will know in your conscience what you are taking. And when you cook and simmer bones for a soup, you will know in your conscience what you are feeding yourself and your family. And you will know how complete of a nourishment it is compared to something less nourishing. Let's say it like that. Did they back then, with intention, lie to people? I don't know. Maybe they were believing that they were doing the right thing. I cannot say, I cannot judge. All I know is in time, all that ancient knowledge has been forgotten and even belittled as, oh, that was just because it's poor. When the poor people had to scratch the bones. That was a lie. That's a lie. That is discrimination or ignorance. I don't know, but that's a lie. The truth is, bone broth cannot compare to fake stuff. Anyway, I'll leave it like that. This is not, my battle is not against any companies. It's not against medicine. It's not against nothing. Because judgment is useless at this point. What I believe is truth is empowering. And that's all I want. That's my mission, to empower you. When you understand the truth, it makes it easy for you to discern in the future truth from false. And this video is gold knowledge. It's precious, precious knowledge. Okay, so now I want to tell you the secret, the one thing that has been going on for thousands of years. Yes, bone broth, we know, but there is one that surpasses them all. And I am telling you, this is superpower. You need to know this. To know this is to have a valuable knowledge to life. You need to teach this. You need to talk about it. You need to share this video. Share. You need to, if you need to, watch this video again and again until you completely understand, that you completely know. And please, after that, make videos about it. Teach it. The more we are going to spread that information, the more people can take care of themselves and deeply nourish. But before that, I go on with that secret, I just want to say, if you would like to support my work directly, you can PayPal me at paypal.me/Karine, Karine. Or you can go on my store online at Etsy. I have all kinds of little thing that you can purchase, wellness boxes and rituals and all kinds of things. And I want to say that every month there will be new items, new things for sale. So go regularly so that you don't miss any goodies that's going to be out there. And it's called to change, and it's not going to stay always the same. So go often and go check it out for the new merchandise or the new programs online, anything, all the courses, everything is going to be there. So this is my store and you could go there. So let's continue on this wonderful subject of bone broth. Now I want to talk about that precious gold of them all, the most precious one, the one that will take you from a postpartum after giving birth and up, influenza, you're down and up after operation or anything like that. It is powerful, so you cannot abuse of it. There's no way. You don't do that. But I will tell you all how to do it, how to make it yourself, and you cannot believe. I'm telling you, I'm keeping you on your toes here, but you know what? It is so simple, so easy peasy. You'll fall off your chair. I'm telling you. So here we go. I'm telling you. Ready? Ox tail. Yes, the dangling tail from a cow. And why is that so powerful? First of all, this goes all the time. It's always in movement. And the tail contains everything you can find for the body in there. meaning the tail has joints, ligaments, fascias, muscles, bone marrow. You should see the bone marrow out of there. It's plenty. Am I forgetting something? Fibers. Anyway, when you boil that thing, it is full of good stuff. Huge, important, deep, nourishing block builders. Huge ally for your body to recover, to or just to boost. I say boost, but boost is not the right word. I say boost because we understand that word, but it is deep, profound nourishment. So it's going to nourish your brain, your heart, the linings, your nerves, your muscles, your tendons. I'm trying to remember everything there, but your so it's going to give collagen. So your hair, your skin, everything that needs collagen, it's going to give minerals, uh, all kinds of stuff. And it is everything that your body needs. And it is the most rich broth you can have. So what do you do? How do I do that? Ben, Madame, Monsieur, listen up. It's easy peasy. Listen to me. You will go to your local butcher. Yes, joyfully to your local butcher. And you say, hey, Robert. He'll say, hey, Sandy. You'll say, listen, I would like you to give me oxtail. He'll be, yeah, I have that in the back probably. If not, well, he'll tell you when he's going to have some. And then you tell him, you say, can you please slice it in 2 inches? So he'll tell you yes or no. If he says, I can do 3 inches, then accept what he tells you. It doesn't matter. But if it's sliced, it's even better for the potency. So he's going to tell you how much. You're going to give him the money, and then you're going to go home. And when you come home, you're going to take a big pot and you will fill it up with water and you will put your oxtail in it. That's all you have to do. Do not put salt. Do not put any other ingredient. This is natural. I can't say the word medicine, but how can I say natural plan for deep nourishing? Let's say, is that good? You understand? So it's going to be wonderful. Tasty? No? Wonderful? Yes. So you're going to boil it for about 2 hours. Did I say? Keep in mind that the more that it simmers, the more potent or concentrated it becomes. So you understand that if you put salt, you just put your sodium all the way to the top. You don't want that. We don't want that. So don't put anything. At the worst, you can put an onion for the taste, but I suggest nothing. And then and then it's going to boil for about 2 hours. After that, you're going to simmer it for another 8 hours. Maybe 10 hours if you want. Or if you have a big crock pot, you can just simmer it for 12 hours. The more that it simmers, like I said, the more that it gets concentrated and the more that you have this gold juice for you. Now, the first time that you're going to take it, please remember, and if you teach others, please specify this. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take only a quarter of a cup. The reason is there are some people that are sensitive to the protein in the cow, and we just want to make sure that we're not going to have any reaction, like allergic reaction or hives or anything like that, okay? There are people that they do react. Not a lot. It's a very small minority, but it exists, so you don't know until you know. So be cautious when you do things. Start little, watch, and then after that, you learn to hear what your body is saying, okay? So start with a quarter. Then you will wait 2 days, and then you will try half of a cup. And then you will wait another 24 hours, see what it does. And then you wait 2 days. And then you will, if you feel like you could take 1 cup, then go ahead with 1 cup. Me, 3/4 of a cup is good enough. So, to each their own, listen to your body. This is your journey towards yourself, your body. So, you're going to feed your body, but you're going to listen to it. And I'm telling you, not long ago, I had influenza and fever would not let go, and I was unable to just come back. I have little children, so of course that doesn't help in resting and everything. And I went and I got myself oxtail. I boiled it, and then I took 3/4 of a cup. And during the night, I could feel heat, but no fever, but like a heat all over my body. And I was like, oh my goodness, did I take too much? And I let it. It was already in my system. So what do you want me to do? And I was like, oh, Karine, you didn't even do like you tell people to do. You just took 3/4 of a cup. Anyway, the next day, fever was gone. I felt much better. The energy was up, and I've been healed since then. Another time in my life, I had mononucleosis, and it was a strong one. And I went to see the doctor, and he said, "E boy, there are some that keep some remnants of that all their life and stay tired and everything." And it was a strong one. He's like, you know, it's gonna be long. So I went home. I got oxtail, and I boiled it like I told you. I took a cup, and then the next day I took another cup. I should have waited, but back then that's what I did. And I tell you, there was nothing else. It was done. No more mononucleosis. In 2 days, I was perfectly fine. Like never anything happened to me. And of course, I never kept any symptoms of that. So this is oxtail, my friend. And that's it. This is it. See how simple it is. Simple, 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 simple. So I want you to remember that your body at creation was encoded with wisdom, a wisdom that we still don't understand. We don't know how the body does it. But when you give it the right allies, it does miracle. It does miracles for you. So plants, natural nourishment, the body knows what to do with it. And your body is made wonderfully, because even though we do not take care of it, and you might see cats, hello, I'm sorry about that, but yes, um you I am sorry about that. uh we have visitors. Yes. So even though we don't take care of our body, and we put all kinds of toxic stuff in, he still keeps you alive. So this body is wise and is wonderfully made. So don't hesitate to take anything that has been created on earth that is good for you, and listen to your body. He tells you so many things. Take the time to listen. And I have that wellness box exactly with a journal, because journaling what you eat, how you felt, is one of the best way to learn to know ourselves, to know our body. And the body is the house to your spirit. So, healthy body, happy spirit. Happy spirit, healthy body. It goes hand in hand. So, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be doing it perfectly, everything in life. But just remember this thing. Listen to your body. It's going to tell you the truth. And if this video empowered you today, share this video so that a lot of people can be empowered. I do not sell any natural remedies. I create my own for me. Eventually, I'll teach you some how to do for yourself, but I don't. The reason is that I decided I was not going to sell any herbal medicine. I am a herbalist. The reason is I do not want you to think or confuse my teaching with me trying to push you some herbal medicine that I am making. There's enough of good products out there that you can trust. By the way, locally, it is the way to go. Why? Because to buy locally to at your butcher, or if you want honey at the honey place close to you, herbal medicine. This is optimum choice to choose local, because local, everything that is happening, the coldness, the heat, the adversities that you're going through with your body, um, the plants and the animals in your region is going through the same thing. So your, like the plants, for example, is going to develop some strength inside of itself, that when you eat that plant, or when you consummate that plant, whatever, it's going to give you that strength that it developed in your region. So that's why optimally it is for you to, I suggest that you buy locally. It's not a sin to buy internationally, but I'm thinking in talking about nourishment and herbal medicine and all the what God created on earth for your good. Locally is always first choice. Now you do what you want with that, but that's proven and that's a truth. So on that, always listen to your body. He knows what to do with the allies that you give him. This is Gayan, your soul herbalist, and I will see you again on the next episode. It was a pleasure to be here. Ciao.